Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we want to check out a deeper dive into the POCO X7 Pro that I've been using for almost more than a week now. Now think of today's video as sort of like an after the buzz kind of video. You know, the first video was all about how good it is, specifications, all the hype and all that. But I've been using it for more than a week now and I just want to share with you a little bit more of my personal user experience. So if you are someone who's looking to buy a new device, specifically the POCO X7 Pro, perhaps today's video can give you a bit of a clearer idea on what you as a user can actually expect. Let's jump into the video right away. Now first things first, let's talk a bit about the price. Now the starting price was $1,299 and it's currently $1,399. Of course, you got to go and monitor whenever POCO does the promotion, so I can't really give you a price right now. But for that amount, I still think this is a very affordable device that gives you a lot of power and a great user experience for that money. Now let's start off with the design. Now I've not really used the case because I really like the way this black and yellow combo looks, and over time I find that this has really gelled in with my lifestyle. Holding it has been a little bit slippery. If you are a kind of clumsy person, you might want to put a case on, but I like the tiny details that the lock button here is in yellow. Finally, I also like the fact that we have these black frames all around, because if you just look at it from a side to side perspective, it just looks very sleek and it's aesthetically pleasing to at least me, myself. Now moving on to the second thing, and that's actually the most important part here, and let's talk a bit about performance. Now like I said, I'm not going to go into the full specifications, but what we are getting here is an all-big core system. And what this means is that if you're using your phone for your day-to-day, like let's say for example, you're using a social media, browsing the internet, you know, doing your WhatsApp, your calls and all that, everything just flies on the X7 Pro. For this kind of money, I think this is actually one of the most powerful processors that you can actually get. Now, I think this is also helped by the display, because the display itself is very touch sensitive. We have here a 120Hz AMOLED display. It's a flat display. I know a lot of you guys like a flat display. And what I noticed here is that the three corners here, I would say, is quite symmetrical, although we have a little bit of a chin at the bottom. Now, it doesn't really bother me, but I think I should just highlight that as well, just in case you want to know about that. The fingerprint scanner is actually very sensitive as well, so it always unlocks the phone. So it's a very good success rate, and you don't really have to worry about, you know, it getting jitters and getting stuck, you know, on that lock screen itself. Now back to the performance side of things. Now, being an all-big core, if you are a gamer, you know, I strongly believe that you will actually enjoy the performance of the X7 Pro. Now, me personally, the games that I play is primarily the Honor of Kings as well as Mobile Legends. And for both games, I actually turn the graphics up all the way to the max. And of course, the phone handled it without a sweat. Now that's a great thing there, because there wasn't even a lot of heat being protruded at the back here. You know, naturally, I know that there are more graphic intensive games out there that might require more graphics power, but for the games that I play so far on the X7 Pro, it has been just fantastic. The experience has been great. There's no lags, no stutters at all, and everything is just very smooth. Now, I did a very quick calculation of how much or what's the percentage drop per game. Just to give you a bit of a perspective, if you are playing Honor of Kings on the maximum graphics settings, and if you play the game for approximately 22 minutes, the battery will drop by about 7%. Now, I don't think that's a very high amount. And after going through a lot of games, sometimes it drops 6%, sometimes it drops 7%. But I still think that the battery can be optimized to give us even better battery life. Now, speaking about the battery life, if you are someone who doesn't game all the time, you only do some light gaming, the battery is still strong enough to last you through at least 1.5 days because of that 6000 mAh unit. And even if you do run out of juice, you have that 90-watt fast charge to get you up in like 42 minutes from 0 to 100%. And the charger, the cable, everything is provided in a box, which is still great for today's standards. So that's just in terms of the performance, guys. Now moving on to the cameras, you know, I've mentioned in my first video that the cameras here are not its strongest suite. Well, it's the same case here. I would say that day-to-day photos taken in like broad daylight like this, you'll still be able to get some pretty good photos, good enough detail. You know, if you feel that the saturation levels are too high, you can just tweak it on your own. It's just a decent camera. But when it comes to late night shots, I noticed that it did struggle a little bit in night mode. It takes a bit of a while to get a photo, and there's not a lot of detail being captured if you are going for those really low light situations. So I know not a lot of people actually shoot photos at night, and if you're more of a daytime person, the cameras here shouldn't really trouble you too much at all. You'll still be able to get some pretty good photos in. Now finally, just to sum up the entire experience, I think that the POCO X7 Pro here is still getting a huge thumbs up. You know, from my perspective, you're getting a lot of decent specifications here. I particularly like the fact that we have this pretty cool design on the back of the X7 Pro. It's also IP68 rated, so you don't have to worry about it getting into the water. The haptics on here is fantastic, by the way, and personally I feel that the stereo speakers is a bit better than the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Now that's saying quite a lot. Go try it out for yourselves, guys. If you have any further questions on the phone itself, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you want to check out stuff like the specifications, you can check out my previous video. Anyways, thank you for watching today's video all the way to the end. Let me know what you think about the X7 Pro. Is this something that you might want to get yourself? Let me know in the comment section below. With that said, thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Stay safe, enjoy your phones, and bye-bye.